This week we've been going into a lot of great events around the community. One of those events has been taking place all week long and is dedicated to making as many kids as possible happy with a brand new stuffed friend. This is an event with Bear Hug Detroit, which has been teaming up with Toyology Toys to donate as many stuffed animals to give back to kids all across the community. And here to tell us more about this event is the marketing director with Toyology Toys, Jenna Klar. Jenna, thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, always a pleasure. So what can you tell us about this week-long toy drive event?
So we kicked it off on Sunday because yesterday was actually National Teddy Bear Day. There's a day for everything. And we partnered up with them. They're an amazing organization that gives first responders brand new different stuffed animals. It doesn't have to just be a teddy bear. Gives them, and then they bring them when they're going to different calls to help kind of the child have some comfort with them, to make maybe the police in the situation seem a little less scary. So our event was that people could come, bring a stuffed animal, meet their mascot, Hugs the Bear, but we're running it all week long. So people can bring a new stuffed animal to either one of our Toyology locations in Bloomfield Hills or West Bloomfield and just feel great about giving back to help the community.
Wow, that is great. And this is going to help so many kids all across the community. And where are some of the biggest places that these toys end up going, would you say?
So it was really interesting. They said that in Detroit, they've really partnered a lot with their police station. They equipped the whole special units victims closet with tons and tons of stuffed animals, which is just so great because they're really being used daily and really trying to help ease the situation with children who may be in crisis or dealing with some tough family issues. The stuffed animal actually goes a long way and helps the kids.
And go into that a little bit more, because I'm curious to understand a little more on how a new stuffed animal might be helpful to these kids in these situations.
Well, when they were explaining it to me, I really did think of this, like even on a traffic stop, kids sometimes think, or the parents might be so upset that the police are bad, or like, a child might think that, when really we're trying to paint them in a better light of, they're trying to help us. If they need to come to a house for a call of, let's just say something with their parents that was a little scary. Again, just the police being able to come to the table, right to the door, right, at their car with that animal kind of puts them at a different level of kind of trusting them more, and also just putting a better light on them. The organization also collects handwritten thank you notes to the officers that they put in a lot of the bags to give the officers, just because, the officers take it's a lot of stress when they're going into these different situations as well. So not only is the bear there or the stuffed animal for the child, there's also a note for the first responders or police officers as well, to thank them for their service.
Jenna Klar joins us on the Splash Live, marketing director with Toyology Toys, talking about this week-long event in partnership with Bear Hug Detroit to help kids in need all across the community. And I want to go into a little bit more detail on your relationship with Bear Hug Detroit. How long have you guys been working together to create events like this?
So we're a brand new collab together. One of the board members reached out because he heard about Toyology and just said, anyway, we could do some type of event together. And right away, I was like, this is such a great charity. I never heard of it. They recently made it a full-on nonprofit, did all their bells and whistles to make it official. And just getting their name out there, I felt compelled to do something. We have so many stuffed animals. We love making kids happy and helping. And we also are going to donate a bunch that we are going to match from our sales from the weekend. We're going to then donate as well from Toyology to Bear Hug Detroit as well.
That's amazing to hear. And that's great that this new partnership has led to so much good. And do you see this as maybe the start of maybe other events that could appear throughout the rest of this year and beyond?
Yes, I definitely think during the holiday time, we were already talking about having some type of another event because that's also when a lot of people are in the mood of like giving back and, donating and sponsoring different families in need. But I think this is just an important thing for us to do all year round. And I think it's really great. I want my kids to go pick a stuffed animal and know that they're giving it to a child who really might not have a stuffed animal or a comfort item. And I know a lot of parents were asking if it could be a gently used stuffed animal. The founder, Holly, who's so great, is looking into a way to sanitize them so eventually it could be gently used because I think a lot of people have a lot of stuffed animals that they're willing to part ways with, especially for a great cause.
Yeah, it's always great when there's maybe a toy that you've had for a very long time that's not really being used, and this gives it almost gives it like a second life and provides joy and happiness for another kid in need of a companion like that. And how does
And
it?
something really interesting. Sorry,
Of
Holly,
course.
the founder, her husband is a Detroit police officer, and what really got her started with this whole idea was he would go, let's say, to a call and say, okay, like to the kid, if he had to maybe have the kid come with them, he'd say, grab, a stuffed animal or a blanket, and not every kid had one even, and so that's what got this whole thing going. And again, it's just eye-opening to some kids who just have, again, so many stuffed animals where there's some that really don't have any.
Absolutely, and that's great that this event could come from that. Once again, Jenna Klar, the marketing director with Toyology Toys, joins us on The Splash to talk about the new partnership with Bear Hug Detroit and the toy drive that's been taking place all throughout this week. And I want to know from you personally, Jenna, how does it feel to be able to give back to the community in this way?
I think it feels great to just give back in any instance, but never hearing about this, it being a newer organization, just for us to help them get their name out, really does feel good and feels like making a difference right within the Metro Detroit area. They've worked with the Royal Oak Police Department. They're trying to even get into more, just again to help as many officers. And officers are also spending a lot of their own money for things because they don't have a budget for things like this. So she said it really makes a difference that they are putting these items right with them in their vehicles and using them daily to help kids feel more comforted.
That's fantastic to hear, Jenna. I won't take up too much more of your time. Just one more quick question before we let you go. Where can people go to learn a little more information about this if they want to donate some toys themselves?
Yes, thank you. So you can learn more about the Bear Hug on their website, which is bearhugdetroit.com. You can also see some future fundraisers that they're having. And you can come to either one of our Toyology stores or even call our store. A couple people did that, which was so nice. Called and donated over the phone, bought a stuffed animal, and we're going to be collecting them all week. And then we'll give them to Bear Hug Detroit. So West Bloomfield, Bloomfield Hills. We're in the Orchard Mall in West Bloomfield, next to Trader Joe's in Bloomfield Hills. And yeah, our website's toyologytoys.com. If you buy it online, we can also donate that way as well.
For those watching at home, you know where to go and you know where to make a change. Jenna, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having us and helping us spread this really great organization.